We quit! Hello, guys. My name is Riley.
And my name's Katrina.
And this is the No Judgment Podcast.
So we are quitting. When this first episode comes out, it's going to come out on June 1st. And that is going to be the first day we are quitting our addiction. We'll say we were just very, very heavy, still are, because we haven't quit yet, gardeners.
We're heavy gardeners. We would do it day to night, as soon as we wake up to as soon as we go to sleep.
Need it to eat, need it to sleep. And it's really not good for our health. We know that. It's definitely starting to affect us. And we want our futures to, for a lot of the things we want in our future, we cannot be doing that. So we've decided we're going to quit. And we're going to kind of use this podcast as kind of like almost like a coping mechanism.
Motivation for us to like help us like counter days, I guess, but like for us something to do, like help her keep her minds busy instead of gardening.
Yeah, we actually made this countdown thingy for how many until we quit, even though technically,
let's see how many days we're down to.
Yeah, let's see. We did forget to do it.
So that's why we're doing this countdown.
We're gonna count it down with you guys because we forgot to do it when we first made it. But on the first day we made it, we had 12 days left to go. So.
And from that time span, we went to Michigan. We had a whole bunch of trips.
We've done a lot of things.
So that's why we're just gonna do this countdown. So we're not down to 12 days no more. Tear that off.
Days. And we did another day. We accomplished 11.
11 days done.
And we did 10.
Well, this is just a countdown. 10.
Yeah, we're just counting down. Well, we're getting close. We're getting close.
9.
9. Ooh, getting close to quitting time. Getting close.
8 more days. 7 more days. That's a week.
It's very scary. Less than a week left until we quit. We've been doing this for 3 years. Over 3 years. I've never stopped.
She's been doing it all 3 years. I've had 2 tea breaks, tolerance breaks. They have both been a month long. But that was the very hardest month I've ever done. Let me tell you.
Yeah, so
should we still count down?
6 days.
Okay, 5.
5 days. Oh my gosh. This is getting scary.
We are down
to 4 days.
4 more days.
4 days until we quit, guys.
That is so scary.
I'm terrified personally.
I'm also truly terrified.
But we decided to make this podcast to not only help us, quit, but we also wanted to make it as like a no judgment zone. We wanted for people who feel like they don't belong anywhere else, they can come chill out here.
Yeah, if people judge you for any reason, I mean,
any reason.
Us being gardeners, that was a huge thing for us being judged on.
Yeah, we'll probably talk a lot about the judgment we received through all of that. In this episode, many episodes, I don't know. But because we had there's a lot of stories. There's a lot of stories.
We sure did a lot throughout our little high school journey.
Yeah. We're both gonna be sophomores in college. We do go to different colleges, but we will be continuing this podcast. We're gonna try and do one episode a week right now, I think.
Okay, yeah, and when we get more into it,
yeah, we'll try.
That's when we'll start doing.
We will be doing 2 episodes a week at some point, but right now we're gonna just do 1. But yeah, we received a lot of judgment for a lot of the different things, and we don't want anyone to feel any judgment for anything at all, because
it's just not fun. Like, I feel like everybody, like, people can feel hated on for no reason. Like, this needs to be a safe zone where everybody feels welcome, and we can just talk and chill and have just a fun time.
I feel like a lot of the times the people who are the most judged are the ones who need the least judgment. They need the most, like the most room.
I agree.
So we are today, after all that, we are going to be talking about the times that we feel like, I don't want to say we needed good judgment. We needed judgment from we needed judgment from people, but we needed more people to help us reflect, because I feel like reflection and judgment are different things.
Oh yeah, they definitely are.
And so all the times that we feel like our teachers, our families, our friends gave us judgment, but we needed reflection.
All right, guys. So topic number 1 is teachers, and a story that I thought of was when me and Katrina were in high school. I think we were juniors, and we always had this plan.
We do this a lot.
Like, yeah, this happened frequently, if not every week, probably every other week. And we would think about it Wednesday night. We're talking about this all day at school probably. And we would have this system, me and Katrina would hang out after school on Wednesday, and we would go to the store and we would get our little gardening gummies. I mean, vitamins. That's what I was going to say. Vitamins, not gummies. We would probably get like 2 bags. I would buy one, she would buy one.
They'd probably be worth around like the bags
$40 to $60, I would say.
Well, I was gonna say like the milligrams.
Oh yeah, why would I say the price?
The milligrams were probably like per bag, like probably like maybe like 1,500, 2,000.
I would say probably around like 2,500.
Really, 2,500? Well, because
I mean, I have a few bags in my car.
Because the highest we ever took was like 3,100 each.
What? Yeah, 3,100. Yeah, 3,100. No, not 3,100. 3,100. Yeah, 3,100. That's not right. That's not right. Yeah, because it's 2,100, 1,100.
Okay, yeah, 3,100. Oh my gosh, okay. 3,100. The highest we ever took. What? Can you tell? Can you tell?
Our brains are fried.
We would take up to 3,100 is the highest we took.
Let me tell you, we would have to plan this because we would be like off for 3 days straight. We wouldn't be functioning.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people ask before, like, what happens when you take such a high amount of milligrams in these gummies, but I promise you, you're gonna be asleep for 3 days. That's what happens. The third day, I don't know, I feel like the second night's the worst. I really feel like the second night's the worst.
Yeah, I feel like we would come into school, and that's why we would do it on a Wednesday night, because Thursday
Tuesdays and Thursdays at our high school were production days, so you could just sign up for classes the day before. So like Monday and Wednesday, you would sign up for your production day classes and choose which rooms you wanted to go into and sit. Because honestly, we didn't work. We didn't do any production. So we would pick the same classes, and then we would, that's why we did it on Wednesday.
Because Thursday we never did schoolwork, so we were just chilling, and then Friday we would usually probably sleep the whole day because it's Friday. We had it's Friday. It's the end of the week, so
yeah,
we didn't care.
We didn't care. Like Friday, we're done on Friday. Like
it's
I
Friday.
mean, yeah, we had classes on Friday, but like,
and like that's usually when we took tests too. Actually,
like yeah, it was really bad. But like, I don't know.
We thought it was a good system.
And we would definitely be like still doing like we would also be still gardening in other ways while
yeah, after school, before school, I mean like during school,
while we were on these day-long
gummy streaks.
Yeah, we would just be gardening the whole time. But that all leads back to
where we needed more the teachers to say something to us, really. I mean, they wouldn't even ask if we're okay. Like, when we did that, we would be sleeping in class. Like, we had this college chemistry class on Tuesday and Thursday. I'm pretty sure it was every day, but that was like our labs on Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah, our labs were on Tuesday and Thursday.
And me and Katrina on this day, we were just sleeping all through class. And I don't even think the teacher spoke to us once.
No, like we just sat in the back of the class and we honestly never did any work in that class. And surprise, we dropped out.
Wait, one of the first things she said is like, you guys need to pay attention, like, take lots of notes. If you have questions, like, let me know. This is a hard class. And that's why it surprises me on why she didn't say anything. Like, are you guys okay? Do you need extra help? No, none of these teachers cared.
We just like fell asleep in the back of the class. I actually almost all my memories in that class are me asleep. So,
Yeah, I feel like every memory of me in that class too, I was pretty not, yeah.
Because I feel like when we were in that class, we were on our biggest gummy run. We were taking gummies, I feel like, all the time. I
mean, and it wasn't just that. Also, during that time, I mean, we were also drinking so much.
Yeah, we were.
Every weekend. I mean, I would say even like during the week. It wasn't just even every weekend.
Yeah, we were definitely drinking during the week.
I know.
There were, because it was just, I mean, there were times, if I was driving, I wasn't drinking, but if I wasn't driving, if someone else was driving my car, then
most likely Chad.
Yeah, if Chad was driving, then I would be drinking, and it was just not a good time. Riley was dating Chad at the time in almost majority of our stories, so I feel like that's very important context to just get out of the way right away.
Yes. Is it?
Yes.
Okay,
so I think for my story, I'm gonna pick the time it was also a Tuesday, Thursday production day. And we were in, we'll call him Mr. Knight. We were in Mr. Knight's class. And Mr. Knight, when production day happens, he would walk around and ask everyone, how you doing? What are you working on? Everything doing okay? And this week had been particularly a rough one for me. Actually, I will say, because I've always said, it's the worst week of my life. I don't think anything worse could have happened. Two of my closest friends, Chad and Jacqueline, got in a car accident. There was kind of, for context, there was me, Chad, Riley, Jacqueline, and then another girl, Miranda. We were all like one big happy group of friends.
We referred as the squad. I feel like it sounds so silly.
Like, now that I say it just sounds so stupid.
But that is what we called ourselves.
But yeah, we did call ourselves the squad.
LOL.
And yeah. so Jacqueline and Chad had gotten into a car accident, which honestly, Jacqueline was lucky to survive. Chad was injured, but not life-threatening like Jacqueline was. Actually, he thought he had killed Jacqueline when it first happened. And they were still in the hospital, and we at the school we went to for high school, we had to do a year-long project where we spent the whole year working and on like a specific thing. And the thing we were working on this year was we were building a medical device, and then we had to do like a 15-minute presentation on it. And Jacqueline and me, we out of a group, it was really us who were going to be doing the work. It was Miranda and another girl, and it really wasn't the other girl's fault, but because me, Miranda, and Jacqueline were all such close friends, I mean, she just kind of did what we told her to do. So it was really just going to be up to me and Jacqueline. And Jacqueline was now in the hospital, so the whole project got put on me. And we hadn't built it yet, and it was like a week away. We were supposed to have it built, but you know, you've heard, like, as we've said so far, we weren't good kids, so like we just didn't have it built. And then my dad also had flown to Florida because my grandpa was dying. And you know, me and Riley decided we were having a horrible week. And I know I'm talking about Mr. Knight right now, but we'll get back to that, I promise.
Sidetrack.
Me and because I was having such a bad week, Riley was also having a bad week.
I mean, yeah.
Her boyfriend was in the hospital.
I mean, and my best friend too.
Yeah.
I saw them the day of, very not good.
Yeah, and so we decided we were going to drink, and that day was the day that my boyfriend at the time decided to break up with me while I was blackout drunk.
Literally me sleeping on her couch. That's how messed up we were.
She could have literally listened to the whole breakup because it was on speakerphone, because I was so drunk I couldn't hold it up to my ear, but she was also so drunk that she was asleep on the couch. So... you know, I was having a really, really, really worst week of my life. And Mr. Knight came over and he said, well, how are you girls doing? What are you working on? And I was probably working on the YLP actually. And I think
I was helping you.
Yeah, I was like, I'm so stressed right now.
Bleep!
Jacqueline was in the hospital, and I just spewed all of it on him. I just said, everything I just said in, like, you know, my paragraph of words, I just spewed at him within like the span of a minute, and he just looked at us and said, do you girls just want to go on a walk? And that's where my judgment comes in, because the teachers, we would skip class all the time.
Every day.
There was actually one class I skipped every single day the entire year. Never went to the entirety of that class. We skipped class every single day. The teachers knew when they asked us if we wanted to leave that we were going to skip. They knew what we were doing in the bathrooms. You know, not good activities. And they just let us go. They knew we were going to skip, and they knew we were going to go do bad things, but they invited us to leave because they were just, I don't know if they were too overwhelmed with us, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but like in that situation, like I feel like that's when you needed to be like, are you okay?
Yeah, like I really, that was the worst week of my life. Probably would have cried if Mr. Knight would have pushed any further. But, because I was having such a rough time, but there was just, he wasn't there for me in any way because he was just like, I guess he was just used to us.
Yeah, I guess when we had a problem, I feel like we would really just leave and not come back.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe that's what he thought we were the most comfortable with, I guess. Like, I don't know. We just needed a break. But that's just so silly because he knew we would never come back.
Yeah, he knew we weren't going to come back, and that's just allowing us to do all that stuff all the time. I mean, we walked all over those teachers. We walked all over those teachers.
Like, we never even came back to get our stuff. People would grab our stuff for us.
Yeah. I mean, we never got in trouble for skipping.
No.
Actually, I did one time, but I wasn't even it was a whole thing. I wasn't even skipping. I literally was in the office. I was in the office.
Time.
The one time I was actually sitting in the office. Can Katrina Buckley and Miranda come up to the office? Miranda Baker, that's not her last name, it's just a fake one, but Miranda Baker come up to the front office. We're literally sitting in the front office. And we're like, what's up? They ended up giving us detention, but that's not part of the story. That's a sidetrack. I couldn't believe the one time I wasn't actually skipping is the one time I got detention for it. But yeah, we skipped all the time. All the time. I mean, one of our friends even ran away. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, she fucking...
Yeah,
they were chasing her. Like, the principals were chasing her on foot outside. She was hiding in the school. Like,
we went to go find her. It's such a fun time.
It was actually it was fun because obviously at the time it was fun. I mean, when you say it out loud, it sounds crazy, but like, I think it was a fun time.
It definitely was fun because like the administration was like, you know, we were trying to help the administration, but obviously we were trying to help our friend. So
they asked us. She had a meeting, and they had asked us, and she ran out of the meeting, and she was hiding, and she had texted us as soon as it happened that she was hiding. So we knew as soon as it happened, but then the administration came and found us and asked us if we knew where she was because, you know, we were always on the administration's watch because we were, you know, always skipping, always doing crazy things.
Even though, like, we never got in trouble.
Even though we didn't get in trouble, they knew about it. They just didn't get us in trouble for some reason. Like, I don't know. I'm a little confused.
They never even talked to me about it. Not once. The 4 years I went there.
If you're confused, I'm confused. But they came and asked us, do you know where Jacqueline's at? And we were like, no. But we actually did know where she was. Well, at that time we didn't, but we had our first guest, and we went to our first guest, and she was literally at our first guest. So, yeah, we did talk to her where she was hiding, went back out, told the administration.
We don't know where she's at.
No,
we were literally just with her.
And yeah, she ended up running on foot outside the school. She actually gave up. She said she could have made it. She said that they were super slow. She said she was walking.
I believe it. Like,
she said she was walking. Actually, she said they were running and she was walking. Which I actually do believe.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that was a fun day. And we both had subs. So like our subs probably thought we were crazy, telling her like our friends on the run, we need to help the administration find her.
That's exactly what we told them because I mean the administration was asking us. We would point to the administration. We said if you want to go talk to them, they're over there, and they would say, "Oh no, I believe you."
Yeah, like don't you worry, I believe you. Like I know who the administration is. That's what they told me. Like no, I know who that is.
So yeah, there was just no judgment. Like I said, they knew we were always up to bad activities, even in all those situations, because like our friend Jacqueline literally ran away, and they knew to come to us because the only reason they knew us is because we were always in bad activities, but they weren't even giving us any chance to give us reflection.
Yeah, I feel like they never even talked to me about it is the thing. Like a few of our friends did get like caught and they got in trouble for it. But I mean like me and Katrina, we never ever like they never talked to us about it. Katrina got searched once.
I got searched one time, and that was only because Jacqueline and Miranda had just been suspended and they had just gotten back to school. And I had gotten sick and thrown up in the bathroom because literally I wasn't eating and just drinking and gardening all the time. So I got to school and I threw up in the bathroom. And so we were both late to class, but part of all three of us were late to class, but part of their agreement was when they got back from suspension was that they wouldn't be late to classes. And so they got searched when they weren't in class on time. And then they both complained that I didn't get searched. So I'm not even kidding. I wouldn't have gotten searched if they didn't complain about it. Yeah. So then I got searched. what friends I have.
But luckily, this was the one day she did not bring nothing to school.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't bring anything because I literally brought things every single day. It must have been because like I was feeling sick that morning. Okay. Do we have anything else about teachers?
I don't think so. Do we move into
Family?
Do you want to tell your first story? Because I went teachers first.
Okay, yeah, I guess I can go first. I feel like with my family, the thing that bothers me the most is that I have been caught too many times to count. Doing drinking, gardening with friends, without friends.
Yeah, I feel like every time she's got caught with friends, I was most definitely there.
Every time I have been caught, Riley has been there. But every time I get caught, they don't. Sometimes they would take the stuff. Sometimes.
I mean, when we got caught one time, they only, like, her mom only took her cup.
Yeah, we all three, there was me, Riley, and then our other friend Rose. And again, all these are fake names. Anytime we say a name, it's going to be a fake name. But on our other friend Rose, we were all drinking together, and my mom came downstairs and asked to have a sip of my drink. And not gonna lie, like, we filled it to the brim with vodka. Like, it was.
Oh yeah, it was definitely more pink, or like I don't even know what kind of juice we had. I don't know if it was lemonade or whatever, but it was definitely 75% vodka, 25%
juice.
Whatever, juice, whatever we mixed in.
And so my mom, obviously was like, okay, let me, like, where's the vodka at? And we weren't telling her, obviously, and she's looking around. She's like, let me take your bag. She looked at Riley and she said, let me take your bag.
No,
that's what she said. Riley said to my mom, she said, no, I'm not. And she started listing out. She said, my things are in here.
Yeah, I was like, my things are in here. I have my clothes. Like, I just started listing a bunch of things out.
And my mom just backed down and said, okay. And then our friend Rose, she really took one for the team and said it was just a small little bit in my water bottle.
That was in my car.
That was in my car. So that's probably why she only took my one. That actually probably is why she only took the one.
But we all three had drinks. Does that make sense?
Like, she didn't even try the other 3 drinks. I mean,
and they were all just as strong.
They were. And honestly, she just went back upstairs and we made another one.
Let me tell you, we got so trashed that night.
Messed up that night. But I never got in trouble for any of it. There were times I got caught gardening and we just, like, they just took it away. And they never took my car away. I just had to get again the next day. By the next day, I had another one. They never told me you have to stay in. The only time I ever got grounded was when we took a trip, which I feel like we were going to save that for another episode. But we took a very long trip somewhere and without my parents' permission. And they didn't find out about it for a month. But once they found out about it, I was grounded for 3 months. But I wasn't even ever really grounded, I feel like. I would go on walks all the time.
Yeah, me and my sister would always come to Katrina's neighborhood, just right up the street. And we would all garden together while she goes on her walks.
Yeah, I would.
She wouldn't even bring her dog.
My other friends would bring me, because I wouldn't be able to go to this, like, go buy anything for myself. My friends would go get it for me, and they'd bring it to me. I just give them the money, and I mean, even my boyfriend at the time that I was dating, the one that broke up with me, I dated him honestly for the only during the amount of time that I was grounded. And
he only liked her locked away. I'm just kidding.
But I mean, I was allowed to go hang out with him. I'm not kidding. Like, we were allowed to go hang out.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
I thought you snuck out during that time.
I mean, I did sneak out quite a few times, but every time they caught me, they just let me keep getting away with everything. They really just let me even though they were like pretending that they cared, they just like kept letting me get away with everything.
They really just wanted her to get good grades.
Yeah, that's all they cared about. My dad said that straight to my face before. He said, if you weren't getting good grades, then you'd be in trouble. But I had a 4.0 all throughout high school. I had like, I think over 40 college credit hours.
Wow.
In high school, graduating high school. So I'll be able to graduate college a year early. But like, yeah, they only cared about the grades. They only cared about the grades. And I kept them up.
All right, guys. So now we're going to be moving into our intermission before we move on to our other stories. So in our intermission, we saw this trend on TikTok. It was a shimmy a day keeps the sadness away, and that really inspired me. So we're going to be doing that every podcast to keep the vibes up, keep it going. And we're just going to be sitting here doing our shimmy. So you guys better be sitting doing your shimmy too.
If you want to stand up and do your shimmy.
Oh, yeah, of
please
course.
do.
Of course.
You're always invited.
Stretch.
Jump on your bed or something. Like
get up with us. Move around.
Up. But as long as you're shimmying, even if you're laying down, that's all we care about.
I agree. All right, guys. So let's start shimmying. Ready?
Ladies and
1,
gentlemen.
2, 3. Alright, guys. Okay. That was a very fun shimmy break. I hope you guys did it with us.
And also every intermission, we'll be either doing a daily quote, a daily joke, or some daily karaoke.
We'll have to see what we're feeling that day. Today we're going to start off with the daily quote that we found.
I'm just going to pull it up because we don't have it memorized.
No. So our daily quote was from an unknown creator, I guess. I don't know.
Unknown source.
But it says, people are too quick to pass judgment and too slow to self-reflect.
Yes. A lot of our stories today have been talking about how we wish people would have not given us judgment and more helped us reflect. I know this quote in specific is talking about self-reflection.
I think we needed so much more of that too. Like now, where we've grown so much, we have self-reflected so much. That's how we're going to be able to quit.
Yes, but I don't think any of the judgment that people passed along to us helped in any way. I'm not going to lie.
No.
I do think self-reflection, I think it's way more important to reflect on yourself than it is to judge others. Because I feel like once you do self-reflection, you don't want to judge others.
I agree.
You understand.
Everybody's just living life.
Yeah.
Like, that's really it. Like, why judge others? Like, it's just like, you've definitely messed up before too. Like, we're all, like, this is our first time living. Give us all a break. Come on now. Come on now. Do we move on to
the poster?
Okay.
So and the last thing we want to do during this intermission, and we might just be talking, there's one thing that we want to talk about that's a little random, we'll put in the intermission. And that today would be our poster.
Our no judgment poster. I hope y'all love it.
Yeah, we made it ourselves. Any comment?
And we're not craft people, and I think we really enjoyed making it. Honestly, we obviously split up the letters. We all did a few, and we want you guys to let us know what your favorite letter is, Yeah,
let us know your favorite letter, because we definitely, we probably spent about 3 days working on it. It was really This is probably the best craft I've ever done, actually.
No, I agree. I'm not a craft person.
And we did it for you guys because we just want people.
No judgment. Like, why buy a poster when we can create our
We
own?
want to make our own. We want people to know that we're truly about that no judgment.
Like, we don't care.
We don't
Why
care.
would we care? Like, really?
So, yeah, please tell us your favorite letter. Please, please, please. I would love to know. And maybe even if you're feeling like it, tell us why.
Yeah, of course, tell us why. Like, does it just pop out to you the most? Like, definitely give us your feedback. We would love it. We would love to hear it. All right. So I think that's it for our intermission, right?
Yep. And so I think we're going back to
All
family.
right. So we're moving back onto family. So now it's my turn with my family experience. So I think just a little background information. I have 2 older sisters, Ava and Zarina. And I guess Ava, she didn't really get into it until she moved to college. She was a like good kid because like my parents were definitely, they don't fool around. That's for sure. They don't fool around. So, my sister, Zarina, she got into a bunch of bad things real early into life. She was vaping, she was gardening, she was doing other substances. It was just a lot. And my parents, she got sent away to multiple different places. And, so when it was my turn to, get into bad things, they did not care at all. I mean, I guess they really just given up at that point. And I feel like if they would have not treated me like they treated my sister, because that wasn't nice. I mean, she's gotten a few phones smashed. I don't need my phone to be smashed, so I'm happy about that. But like, I definitely feel like I needed more parenting from them. That's for sure. There was one time where Katrina was spending the night at my house, and we were low on gardening supplies and we were fiending. So, what better way to lay it all out on my bed? We have our vodka sitting up too, we're
Get the
drinking
last little
it.
bits of what's ever in there.
Yep, and we have everything all spread out, piles and piles.
The ones that work best, the ones that work worse.
And like, we're drinking and we're using them. And we're also very sunburned this day. And
I think you were.
Yeah, I was definitely very sunburnt. And I asked my mom if we can go to Kroger to get some aloe. And she just goes into my room because I look into a mirror and I start laughing because I'm just so red. And my mom goes inside my room and she just sees everything laid out because we didn't put it away.
Yeah, we were just sitting on the couch. We were looking for all the aloe.
Oh my god. I literally told Katrina, like, we just need to sit in disappointment on the couch.
Yeah, we were sitting on the couch and we were all looking for aloe. And as soon as we saw her mom go into her room, Riley's just like, we just need to sit on the couch. We just need to sit on the couch.
Like, look disappointed, Katrina. I don't know why I said that.
Because her mom went into her room supposedly to look for the aloe.
I don't know why the aloe would be in my room.
I don't know if I buy it, but... And then she just came out and...
She was like, are your shoes on? And we just went to the store. Is that not insane? There was so many things on my bed.
And you want to know what? Later that night, we snuck out. We left. They found out.
Yeah, I mean, they asked me in the morning, where'd you guys go? And I was like, nowhere. And, they obviously knew, but I kept on saying no. And, I never got in trouble for it, though. Never got in trouble. And, like, my mom, she was sort of making fun of me because when we were on our way back from Kroger from getting the aloe, we saw these wolves. Were they wolves?
Yeah,
Coyotes. And, my mom's pointing them out, and I try and take a picture, and I stick my phone out the window. The window's not rolled down, so my phone just bangs against the window, and I'm like, oh no. And I just roll down the window and take a picture. But my mom did find that funny, that's for sure.
Yeah, her mom was definitely laughing at us.
I think she thought we were more messed up than what we really were.
Yeah, I agree.
But she didn't ruin the time. Like, I guess she let us vibe, but she really shouldn't have let us vibe. Like, and we snuck out later that night. Like, why didn't they teach the lesson sooner? I don't know.
Any more about the family?
I just feel like they needed to parent more. They never really, they didn't care at all. I mean, I really never got in trouble. When I got my car, the first thing my dad texted me was, if it ever smells in there, like, I'm taking that car away and you're never getting it back. You know, a very mean message. And the next time he drove that car, it smelled.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I told you to not do anything in here, blah, blah, blah. I never got taken away. Never once. And every single time he goes in that car, he talks about how much it smells like dank. Every single time. So I just don't understand why they don't try and pressure it more that, like, it's bad. Like, even my health isn't good and they still don't care one bit. But that's okay. Okay, I guess we're moving on to Friends, right?
Yeah, ready for Friends.
All right, so do we have a specific story we want to talk about?
I mean, I guess we can just start back on the gummies because, I mean, I know we've talked about it before, but our friends, I don't know, they didn't like when we did the gummies.
No, I mean, they weren't happy with us. They were upset. They were angry with us every time we did it.
They told us, I mean, Chad, there was actually many times Chad told Riley she wasn't allowed to hang out with me. And
they Riley thought we were terrible
Riley
together.
would just keep hanging out with me, and eventually Chad stopped saying it because
he knew that wasn't going to happen.
He knew it wasn't going to happen. Actually, he just started showing up at the hangouts. But, yeah, Chad would, like, it was bad. It was really bad. They would tell us not to do the gummies, but, I mean, they weren't.
I mean, they would say, like, guys, like, I don't even know if they would say, like, don't do that. Yeah. I think they would just be like, guys, like, come on now.
They were just being judgmental about it. They weren't giving us any reflection. They weren't actually trying to help us with it.
Yeah, they weren't really giving us reason on why it's so terrible for us. I don't think we ever realized that, like...
They were just like, you guys shouldn't do it.
Like, we're out of function for 3 days. And they just, like, sat away from us. Like,
see, that's what it was in our mind. We were just partying for 3 days in our mind. So it's just like we weren't even there. Like,
we thought we were having fun. Someone needed to tell us that wasn't fun.
Yeah. And our friends, they would just be like, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do, like, you shouldn't do that. And to us, all we were hearing is just like, well, why can't we do it? Like, you're not our parents.
Yeah. Like, it was, yeah, they shouldn't have, like...
You guys all get messed up all the time, and you guys all, you don't say anything about it when, like, I mean, they weren't doing it to the extent that we were, but it's just like, we're not telling you what you guys should do. Why are you telling us what we should do?
Yeah, and our heads truly, like, we thought that, like, they were going as hard as we were. We honestly thought they were probably going harder.
Yeah.
But that's what I thought.
Honestly, yeah, that's what I thought too, but at the end of the day, they weren't. At the end of the day, we were...
when we realized that, like, we were too extreme. Like, in the end, that's what we realize now, is that, like, we went overboard. They weren't as crazy as we were.
I mean, and I will say, our friends, all of them were, like, kind of into this stuff beforehand. Like,
yeah, they did it before.
Miranda, like... Chad, Jacqueline, they had all gardened separately before they had met each other. But I will say, I mean, I know Jacqueline definitely got Miranda way back into it. They had all gardened beforehand, but they met each other. They just kind of, you know, expanded the addiction, I feel like.
They came together as one.
And when we started, we had never... I mean, you had accidentally...
I mean, yeah, I did have a gummy before. But that was when I was with my family. They gave it to me. Because I don't really know why they did. But I was dead. Like, I literally... Once I started feeling it, I had to go right to sleep.
Yeah, so you hadn't really tried it, like...
No, I never did it, like...
recreationally. But once we started, it was just we couldn't stop. I
We
guess.
never stopped.
Yeah,
Once we
couldn't
started, we
stop.
were doing it every day for some reason. Well, once we started, we were on a bender. I mean, we
Yeah.
did it for like, I don't know. Once we started, we never stopped. And when I started, I did so much.
Yeah, like we genuinely did go on actual benders, like when we first started. Like we didn't even do that like in the past 2 years. Like it was genuinely like
It was really just when we started.
When we first started, we were just going on benders and like it was not good. Like we were 16 years old.
Yeah, we should not have been doing that. Like,
but yeah, our friends, they just let us keep getting worse and worse and worse. And they just really never told us to stop for real. They just were like, you shouldn't do that. Like, not even like that. It's just like,
I don't know. I feel like they weren't really encouraging us, but sometimes I feel like they almost were.
See, they weren't encouraging us. They would say, don't do it, but then they would like hang out with us.
See, it's almost like they would want to do it though. Like they would do it with us. It's not like they stopped us.
So when we were together, it was just like, why can't we do it together?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, if we can do it with you guys, why can't we do it by ourselves? And I don't think they ever took as many edibles as us.
No, they didn't.
Or as many gummies, no. But I mean, they've watched us do it. I mean, they were in the presence of us doing it.
Yeah, they have been in the presence of us doing it. I mean, there was one time I remember we got picked. We did it up that one time. We did all the prank calls the next morning. I don't know how, but Miranda and Chad contacted us and was like, "Let's hang out." And like,
oh
I
yeah,
just went and picked Chad up, and he just drove my car the whole time, and I was asleep in the back.
Yeah, I genuinely don't remember that. Like, I remember a little bit of it, but I don't remember.
Honestly, like, did you not go to work that day?
Did I? I really thought that, like, is that not when we were driving through the mountains?
I remember the lake. I just remember I woke up one time and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, there's a lake right there," and I like, there's water right there, and I opened my eyes and there was like a lake right there. It was like a really big water.
I remember what you're talking about.
And then I just went right back to sleep.
No, because I was definitely upfront with Chad.
So, because like, guys, this is why you don't like. I know there's a lot of people out there who are wondering what happens when you take this amount of, but it's really not fun. You really just sleep, like gummies.
Yeah, it's just not good for your body. Like, you shouldn't do it. It's better if you just have a nice, good, relaxing. I mean, if you take like 100 milligrams, like, you don't need that many.
Yeah, you don't need that many. You really don't. You really
like, it's not like you're having that good, nice feeling the whole time. You're not. Like,
I mean, you're really just asleep. You're just tired. I mean, I really wouldn't say I felt like shit.
No, I didn't really feel like crap. Like, no, not at all. It's like, but at the same time, I didn't feel good.
Yeah, I didn't feel good. Like, I would not say I felt good.
No.
Yeah, I mean, there were times I know when we got into our drinking where I feel like our friends honestly just encouraged it.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Oh, yeah, when we were on our drinking spree.
Like, when we were in my basement, like, just every night.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely were encouraging, like, go, 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 go. Never bad signs.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Well, I think that is going to be our first podcast.
Episode 1, we quit.
Episode 1, we quit.
In the future, we do want you guys to comment some stories that you would like no judgment on. We didn't talk about any in this podcast because we don't have any.
This is our first video.
This is our first video. We're also going to put a link in the description where you can submit, but if you just want to comment, that's okay too. Whatever works.
And we'll read them off and like relate to y'all's stories.
Yeah, we're gonna give no judgment to the stories. The whole point is to put a story where we will not give any judgment to you.
So like, I feel like if we have like quite a few, maybe like during our intermission, that's when we'll do like 2 or 3.
Yeah. So in the future, we'll talk about a lot of different things in life where you might feel judgment, where you don't need to feel judgment. I don't know. There's a lot of different topics we can cover on this podcast. Give us ideas, what you want to hear. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you guys.
And I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Anyone who's still listening, we love you so very much.
Yes, thank you guys for watching the whole video.
Yes, I actually cannot believe someone would actually say about the whole video. But thank you if you did. Thank you.
We appreciate you. Mwah.